Okay, but it's back up now. All right, we're back online. In case you are just joining us, John Casey, first Texas 300 finisher, is through the line, and we've got a stopwatch running. He needs 8 minutes to take the overall lead. Our third place dash finisher now coming to the line. We got a name on this next team? John Casey and Dalton Tebow stripping down. They left the beach at 10 o'clock this morning Central. They hit the beach at 20 to 4. And the clock is ticking. Our third place dash finisher now coming through the line. Sail 491. Straight stock inner 20. This guy's rocking the EO snuffer, and he's through the line. These guys started an hour before our Great Texas starters. They've been sailing since 9 o'clock Central. Almost 8 hours on the water today. And we have got a little bit of time to wait for the next boat. Clock still running. George, what's that clock look like? We're at 3.5 minutes elapsed now, and we don't have eyes on John Tomko yet. Our third place dash finisher looking for their ground crew and a set of tracks. They've got time before they need to clean the line. Still have the rubber duck just off of the beach here. You want to get a shot of our guys in the duck? That is a long day to be in a boat that size with Carl Broger. Third place dash finisher now. Tracks under, ready to roll up the beach. We've got several more boats in sight, but they're quite a ways down the beach. We'll give them 3 miles. Clearly some more breeze now. I'm seeing some good trapeze, especially on the outside. And our clock's still ticking. Sarah, can you bring me JC right now? Bring me JC and Dalton right now. Right now. As quick as... No, JC and Dalton.
How far behind Tomco were they?
They were 8 minutes behind.
So they got 25 more seconds to go? Tomco and Steve are going to be up next.
Sarah, they went up the beach.
Really? He's been excellent. They were like, yeah. They were like third or fourth. I think so. They beat Steve by...
And the clock has just ticked over 8 minutes. Unofficially, 8 minutes have now elapsed since JC and Dalton hit the beach in the Cirrus R. That is unofficial time. That's Lee. What's that? I don't know, but he's lit up, isn't he? Where'd my binos go? Sweet, thanks. If you're just joining us, you're watching live coverage of the finish of the final leg of the 10th Great Texas 300. We've got 3 dash boats that have finished, an ARC-22 and 2 NACRA 20s. And we've got 1 Great Texas 300 boat that's finished. John Casey and Dalton Tebow on the Cirrus R. You're watching the boats as they come to the finish. This is the next pack of finishers. Leading that charge, distance race veteran Lee Wickland, sailing with David Cerdas. David's been his protege for a while. David and his dad, Jose, ran ground crew for a long time. I think they might have just bumped on the bottom there. David just ran low and pulled the leeward dagger board. As you can see, we got Jeremy Leonard and Carl Broger right here in our Team Chums rubber duck. 40 miles of slogging along and a soft bottom rubber boat. I understand we've got some numb posteriors, but they've brought you excellent live posts on our Facebook page. It's been fantastic. Pictures, commentary from the water for the entire 40 miles. If you were with us for the start, you'll recall that Lee seemed to get tied up in the surf this morning, knocked over onto a port tack that actually turned out to be a gift. He settled into that port tack, shot out through the surf, and made up a tremendous amount of ground, taking the lead from the Great Texas 300 fleet in a matter of minutes. He was single-trapped, moved through the entire fleet. Within about 2 miles, he took the lead.
And Jeremy's back on the Zodiac. Yay. Or was he always? We may not want to know.
Lee's looking awfully good right now. They're trying to clear out the swimmers. Just behind Lee is another NACRA 20, a dash boat. Oh, I take it back. That is Colin Casey on the Infusion with a C2 rig. Colin Casey sailing Jack Flash is looking good for a finish here. So it's going to be Lee, a yellow NACRA 20, and then an F-18 Jack Flash. Right now struggling to pinch up through this surf, Lee Wickland. Lee Wickland and David Cerdas. David's returning to this beach. He lifeguards on this section of beach, so he's quite familiar with it. Oh, it's tight there. Luff in the jib. They're just going to have to walk it in. Driving just with a main sheet now. One little wave, that's all he needs. The jib's cracking off. They're turning down through the line. And Lee Wickland has hit the beach in second place for the Great Texas 300. How much time elapsed was that?
13 and a half since John Casey.
13:25 since JC hit the beach. Unofficial time. Big Lee Wickland getting a big welcome. David's still all business. And the breeze has picked up nicely here. NACRA 20, 482, 482. Yep. NACRA 2482. Do you have a sale number for them? Oh, I beg pardon. That is a familiar color on a NACRA 20. For a long time, the only yellow that NACRA offered was Canary. Then there was a team that had a special yellow mixed up. A lot of folks got a little bit of that gel coat. This Dasher USA 482 NACRA 20 yellow hulls coming through the line now. Much better breeze for these guys. And they're through the line. I thought that was a familiar boat. Look at that sail. Look at that jib. Is that a familiar looking logo? In fact, it's white on the starboard side. Next, we'll have an Infusion F-18 with a C2 rig on it. This is another local favorite. Colin Casey, Fleet Spark Plug. The guy's done a lot to keep sailing alive in this area. Not only alive, but thriving. Now our ribs coming to the beach now. I hope that Customs is somewhere nearby. I'm not sure that these guys are legals. Pan around. Let's get this landing. Billy, you going to give him a whistle? They did the whole 40 miles. Dragging their rubber boat up the beach after 40 miles of being beat to death.
when you get too close to those boats, you fall over.
Let me get these. All right, so the rib has now crossed the line, 40 miles, and they're in. Colin Casey's looking good. The breeze is definitely freshened up here. Much better breeze than when the first part of our fleet arrived. Don't adjust your sets, as I said during an earlier broadcast. This is a painted Nacra infusion. Wait a minute. I think they're stuck on a board here. No, they're okay. Just a wave. This is a painted Nacra infusion with custom non-skid. Colin Casey on Jack Flash, sailing under a C2 rig on a painted infusion with Rhino liner non-skid. Local favorite, Colin Casey, and he's through the line. What's our elapsed time at this point? Unofficially, 18:51 since John Casey hit the beach. Very pleased to bring you John Casey, Dalton Tebow. You guys had a fantastic ride today.
Yep.
Now, it seemed that we were getting constant reports from the water. It seemed like the rib was able to hang with you the whole time. When I talked to you this morning, you were really hoping for some tactical advantage. You guys were looking for some on-the-nose, less than 10. What did you find?
We found a little bit of everything. We wanted to just tack or jibe or something to make the time longer and the distance longer. What the difference was, we saw a storm cloud coming in, and we said, well, let's go outside, which doesn't usually work, but we said if we're the farthest boat on the outside, we're going to get the storm breeze first. So as soon as we started to get it, and it was coming into land like nice and slow, so we said we're going to go up into it, carve around it, and cut past it as quick as we can. When we got to the other side, of course it was a beat, you know, so we're like, oh, this is perfect. And yeah, and that was it, you know, that was it right there.
And the changes that you've made to the boat, they felt good?
Oh yeah, it definitely felt really good. I think the boat had a lot of power today.
Did you have, was it a lot of jib reaching? Were you beating? Did you have the kite up? It seemed like you guys got a mix of everything as you connected the dots storm to storm.
Absolutely, yeah. We were jib reaching, going upwind, kites up, kites down, double trap, spin reach.
It's got to be exhausting.
Yeah, I mean, it was nice and light today compared to the other days, so it wasn't too bad. But
I just mean mentally, the changing of the gears, you can't really settle into one. You got to keep changing for what's coming at you.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's definitely always a mental challenge. But
I mean, did I pull on some lines here?
Yeah, I don't
Did
know
I
if you can
work it
see
hard
this,
enough?
but the man's got some holes in his hands.
No, we pulled on some lines today, and yeah, the rig changes absolutely made a difference. Yesterday we were a little bit faster, made a little bit more changes today, and then we were really fast today.
Well, you nearly caught the whole Dash fleet. Only 2 boats beat you in, and they had an hour head start on you and a lot more real estate up the mast. When did you guys feel like you really broke free there? Because it seemed like Lee was doing really well, got out in front, and it seemed like from our on-the-water reports that Lee had the lead there for a while.
yeah, I think when I felt like we broke free was right after we went through the storm and we started going upwind, and it was, you know, a couple of miles later, we looked back and we saw Tomko with his kite still up, and we were going upwind, so and he was going in towards the beach. So then I kind of realized that, well, we're pretty far ahead now.
So you got launched out on a storm, and really,
Yeah.
it was just completely different wind at that point.
Way different. Lee sailed really well, actually, and he just can't hang with an F-18 upwind in, 14 knots or something. The 20's just not as good. A lot of other conditions, the 20's really fast, but in that, the F-18's really good. So we just, upwind is where we really made our time on Lee. But, hats off to him. He sailed a great race.
Yes. Yeah, he really did. Especially, it seemed like he was in trouble at the start.
Yeah.
Got pushed over onto port, got launched outside the break, and then single trapped right down on top of you guys. That was something to watch. So I don't know where he got that juice, but it was remarkable.
He was outside first. And it was kind of different this year because whoever was, even yesterday at the finish, we were farther outside than Ian and John. And it was like whoever was outside last won. And today, so we thought, well, with the storms and everything, there are storms inside over the land. Also, we're not going to see like a true sea breeze when the storms are cranking on the inside right there. So, we kind of worked the gradient a little bit more, and it worked out.
Worked out really nicely. Unofficially, you guys have the overall lead now. It looks like you may have the Great Texas 300 in the bag.
Thank you.
Last year at the trophy presentation, John Tomko said, "I've won this enough. Somebody come get it." He said, "Come and take it."
Well, those guys sailed really, really well. I mean, they put it to us. The first day, we didn't know how they passed us. The second day, they put it to us a little bit. And then yesterday was we were all over each other. And then, today it's just kind of just keeping our heads out of the boat a lot and never saying that it's over. We woke up this morning going, it's going to be lighter today. There's going to be some different things, and we're gonna do what we can to win, and it's almost unbelievable. But
well, I think this is not the only shakeup we're going to see. The fleet is really spread out, so the clock's running for a lot of folks right now. Thanks very much. You guys have been a pleasure to talk to. We'll see you at the awards ceremony. Well done. Hey, nice shoes.
thanks, Tommy.
We'll see you guys further up the beach.
Jeep, you really owe me now. I love you, baby.
Excellent. Please bring me a Lee Wickland. Oh, thank you very much. All right, keep your comments coming. Keep your questions coming. I can hear my phone going off like mad. Hey! It's Lee Wickland and David Cerdas. You guys did fantastic. There, I watched you off the start line. Come on back here so we can see you. I watched you off the start line, and I thought to myself, man, that's a tough start. It looked like you got pushed onto port.
No,
but it
we
turned
did
out you did that on purpose.
Yep,
and you got outside and took off. That was great.
Thank you. We could see, when we pushed the dash guys off, port was favored. Then Team Dallas said, hey, we're going to take off on port. I thought, all right. I told Jose, let's hang tight for a second, see what everybody does. Everybody's going out. There's no boat speed going on. I told Jose, I said, get us out on port. So we went out on port, and it paid. It paid off good. And then David, he was on the wire before we could even get.
Well, David, this is kind of a homecoming for you, right? Yes, it is! I understand you lifeguard on this beach. Is this your section right here?
I lifeguard. It depends which lifeguard station they put you at each day, but you can just get switched around wherever they put you that day.
A lot of people have been waiting for you to get here. Nice job today. You were the first one on the wire off the line. It really looked like you really pushed Lee hard today. Did you keep your head out of the boat? What did you see while you were sailing?
What do you mean?
Well, the kite up, kite down, jib breach, upwind. All right, 10:58. That's another dash boat. 10:58. That is. Okay, Jim Rehage. Oh, I see. I got a sail change number. All right, Jim Rehage just finished. The next dash boat across the line. Little champagne on the camera. That's what happened. I should have taken him that way, huh? So a lot of different conditions for you, but it sounds like you guys got out to a lead early.
Yeah, we right off the start, we were jib reaching for a little bit, and then around San Luis Pass, he just said pop the kite.
It was before San Luis Pass, quite a ways before San Luis. We're only about maybe 3 miles down. Everybody else started putting the chute out.
Look at that, a Nacra 5.7 through the line now.
Yeah. And we threw the shootout, and we were hoping we could hold it with the F-18s, and lo and behold, we were able to. We tried driving down a little bit, and then I saw JC was staying high. I thought, you know what? He was a little bit behind us. I said, I'm covering him. I'm going to cover him. And it paid off.
Yeah.
He finally got past us at about, I think, almost Jamaica Beach once we started tacking, and
yeah, we had live coverage from the water the whole time. They broadcasted pictures of it when he passed you. You were 20 miles out.
oh man. Well, yeah, we could not point as high as that boat. And I thought my I-20 pointed high, but man, that thing was it was probably 2 or 3, 4 degrees higher.
It's the wing, baby. It's the wing mast.
Yeah.
By the way, that 5.7, that's Jim Casto and Terry Rusat. Terry is the Commodore, and she has been race administration for the whole 300 miles until we got to the beach this morning. She decided, you know what, I'm going sailing, and there she is across the line. That's a really good job on a Nacra 5.7 with no dagger boards. That's some work. Jim's a good sailor. He did a good job today. So, what do you think? I mean, I know you guys got beat up last year. Seems like it was a better sail for you this year. Any other differences other than just Chamber of Commerce weather?
No, I mean, we had pretty much everything we could even ask for today. We went from, light wind to heavy wind to straight on the nose to no wind.
Yeah, it felt like it the way I was driving.
Well, good job, guys. You guys, the clock's still ticking, so it's going to be interesting. I think there's going to be some shakeups in the finish positions today. So well done, good job.
We were kind of duking it out with Mike Rohr for a little bit, and he expressed a little discontent over it, and I just wanted him to know that wasn't intentionally. It's even though we have classes, we still want to race everybody, and so I want to go make amends with him. I didn't want him to think I was parking on him on purpose.
Well, go fill up one of those with beer or go find another champagne bottle.
We'll do it downwind.
I think this is him right here, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Here comes Team Sailboat Shop. This is going to be our third Great Texas finisher. And you just heard Lee Wicklund talk about how he and Mike have been duking it out all day long. Tremendous job Mike's done. Mike and Chris really pushing that Tiger to its limits. Mike Rohr coming to the finish now. Team Sailboat. And there is some happy family members now. And this is going to shake up the standings.
Big time.
Mike and Chris through the line now. There's their whistle. Really well done. Great job with the Tiger.
Initially, it was lane choice. I think the lane choice that people chose is what dictated everybody's standings for the most part. You could, some guys inside, some guys outside. We were giant.
Typically, the inside pays off.
Usually, I think we did more like kind of a middle of the road, and that's why I said I wanted to cover JC, and it worked. But so did Mike Rohr, and but then at one point when we're tacking up the coast, we looked out and saw boats out there with their spinnakers up. We thought, oh man, we're missing out on something, but still.
Turned out not.
Not, yeah.
Well done, Lee.
Thanks.
Well, you got a few more boats on the horizon here. I'm going to see if I can get the champagne off my glasses if you'll give me a minute. Wait, before I take a break, I got to talk to this guy right here. Carl Broger. Yes, he is that tall. Okay, yes, I am that short. Man, hanging with it for 40 miles to bring everybody the live updates. You, man, please, Matt, we got to let this guy into the bimbos. Excellent, excellent job. Really well done. Thank you so much. We've had so many people call, text, email. Really grateful for the updates. You did an awesome job. Can you feel your butt at all?
I can't feel anything actually from about here down. It's pretty much just beaten to pudding. It's just liquefied.
So it was really rough.
Oh my God, flat-bottomed rib and open ocean. I don't ever want to do it again. That was horrific.
I can't believe you guys hung with it. I thought you were coming in. We had a plan.
I'm happy that the wind was light because the water condition is a little smoother, and we could actually keep up with the teams that were out there. If the wind had been up, there's just no way we would have sank the rib, beating it up, getting it in here. So. Well,
spectacular job hanging with it. You really made a difference in the coverage. Thanks very much. Where's the Gentle Giant? Is he eating? Is Jeremy getting something to eat? Is he all right?
He's right there. I'll get him for your interview, John.
I love you, man.
Hey,
Thank
I
you.
love you, man.
See me floating?
Jose
You see me
Cernas,
floating?
really well done. That was awesome.
That was great. Thank you.
Good ground crew work. In case you didn't see the Facebook page updates, Jeremy and Carl did the whole 40 miles in a flat bottom rib, and they got quite beat up today, and they forgot to take food. I think they fought over an old stale Pop-Tart at some point. Dude, you're going to have to work on work-life balance.
Yeah.
No food on the boat, no provisions on the boat. Jeremy Leonard really sacrificing himself to bring you guys live Facebook coverage off the water.
Absolutely. It was pretty brutal out there, and of course, what is that like 40 miles or something like that?
No, it's not like 40 miles. It is 40 miles.
It's all of 40 miles, and I'll tell you, Carl drives like no, I'm just joking. Carl's a very good driver in the saltwater. Of course, he has very limited experience. That's Carl Broger. He's famous on the internet, they tell me. But we had a great time. Following the fleet, and one of the best parts of doing this is actually interacting with the families. A lot of families are watching online, and being able, the technology is there now that we can get photos and upload them pretty much instantly and get the families at home, positions and things like that. And of course, with a race like this, it's totally drawn out. There are boats over probably, 15 miles of this course right now. So we're in a powerboat. We're going back and forth, up and down the course, trying to get all the information that we can. And it was a lot of fun out there. It was very, very interesting to see the tactics at the beginning with Tomko, taking the inside lane, and also, JC kind of on the outside. Team Chums outside with JC. Team Chums was just incredible today. They were kind of they were the sailboat shop who just finished a second ago, and they were kind of right in the middle. And then there was John Tomko on the inside and JC on the outside, and JC and Tomko were behind sailboat shop and Team Chums, and it was just incredible to watch how it all played out. And I think what I was saying earlier via the Facebook page is that there's a shoal right off of San Luis, and I think Tomko had to actually tack out. And so that burned some time, and once that happened, the next thing that happened, actually, a big squall rolled through, and JC was in the perfect spot of that squall to get that wind. He was instantly double trapped when that squall hit. Team Chums was on the front edge of that squall as well, and they just hit it hard. There's Lee. What's up, Lee? How are you? Lee with Team Chums. I was just saying it was fun to watch you guys on the front edge of that squall. You got that wind from that squall, and you went from maybe, I don't know, it was probably blowing maybe 5 knots or whatever, and then all of a sudden that squall hit, and you and JC and I think Sailboat Shop were just instantly double trapped and rolling and going pretty good, so that was really fun to watch.
Yeah, we were having a hard time going as high as JC was.
I think you wanted to say something to this guy.
There they are. All right, so it sounded like a little blocking going on, and these guys are making amends here. Yeah. All right. Hey, we're live on the air right now, guys. Everyone huddle in here, all three of you guys. Let's get real close. What were you guys talking about? I saw an apology from Lee. What was going on out there?
Well, we were like a negative pole and a positive pole of magnets attracting each other the whole way until about San Luis Pass, and then I think he got a little bit of breeze and got out in front of us, and then everything was cool, but then Casey was rolling us down. And so we rode up into his line in front of him, and they were whining and screaming back there.
Like you
So,
guys were.
yeah. Yeah, except we were like, they're in our class. You know?
Yeah, it was very fun to watch you guys. Of course, it was Lee, you and Lee sort of right in the center of the course, you know, matched up pretty well. Then JC was behind you but outside, and then Tomko was behind you and outside toward the beach. I mean, inside. He was way inside on the beach. So it was kind of JC and Tomko in back of you guys leading the pack, and it was fun to watch everybody and how it all panned out. So.
Yeah, well, we were running hot with the Spinnaker. We were running high with the Spinnaker, and the Tiger does real well. It's got a, I don't know, it's a little underpowered, so we can hold the kite upwind a little better. So that's why we were able to kind of lead for a long time, and then the wind came up a little bit more, I think, and these guys just took off. You know.
Fun to watch. Thanks, guys. Right on. Cheers. All right, everyone de-rigging here. Incredible day on the water there. You have GoPro footage? So we've got a ton of GoPro footage that we'll be distilling over the next couple of days.
All right, thanks, George. Panning around, coming ripping to the beach right now in a sweet double trap. John Tomko and Ian Billings of Two Wire Sailing. They are lit up. Finally got some decent breeze. The sun is out. No more sprinkles. And these guys are bringing it straight into the beach. Nice nose down. Ian's working that main. Of course, they don't know when JC hit the beach. They're still working for every second. There he goes. He's pulling boards now. He heard you there, Jer. Both boards up. That's all right. Just a little wave, a little spin out there. He's okay. Nothing he hadn't dealt with before. Still Hollywood on the wire. John Tomko. And coming through the line, John Tomko, Ian Billings, Two Wire Sailing. They're in the sand. What's our elapsed time there, George? 40 minutes, 20 seconds elapsed since John Casey hit the beach. We're going to see some shakeups in this fleet in this last leg. With Team Sailboat Shop hitting the beach this early, not another boat really pressing on us yet. We're going to see some shakeups in the fleet today. Everybody was looking for that change-up. Everybody wanted something different. Well, you guys were expecting a little bit of a change in conditions?
We just woke up and said we're going to sail a little bit faster today, and we got lucky. So.
Yeah, lucky and good. They count the same.
We know with it being on the nose and the thunderstorms, there was going to be it was going to be a crapshoot, and if you can get some distance between you and the other boats, and that's what actually happened. A storm rolled in right behind us, and we got better wind and got separated, and then I think we looked back and they were jibing back and forth with spinnakers up, and we were going upwind. So we were going
as close as we could upwind, and they all had kites up, and that was for 20 minutes.
Yeah, and then they actually caught up to us, and we were like, oh no, the wind is filling in, and they're all coming in, and then all of a sudden we see them, they're just going back and forth. They're not making any headway, and we just kind of separated on them, and then off the horizon, and we couldn't see them, and then it
got really light.
Yeah.
How light?
Oh, if we were making 5 knots, we were happy.
Yeah, I mean, there was times we were doing like 1.5, a half, a knot.
Did you get a top speed today?
It was right here at the
16.2.
16.2, and that was right here when you were coming in.
You got to see coming in the finish.
Well, thank you for giving us a little show there at the finish. We appreciate that.
We saved the best for last.
So you got out in front of that pressure, just happened to be in the right place, right time, got pushed out in front of a thunderstorm and rocked it on in.
JC did it right. He stayed out a little bit outside, and they were able to, when we started tacking up the beach, they were able to get an advantage by being out, the ones the furthest out, and then they kept going out a little bit further, I think, and there was better pressure offshore, which is unusual. And they were just doing a better job, and they got separated on us even, and then something else happened with the wind, and we kind of got sucked back into the vortex.
It lightened up. After they left us, it lightened up, and at one point we were becalmed. We were just sitting there for 5 minutes.
Oh, that's got to be fun.
Yeah. And then we're looking at that Ferris wheel for about an hour going,
oh, my God.
Ferris wheel?
It was the same size on the horizon forever.
Well, you guys were the same size on the horizon forever. We weren't sure if you were still moving. We were having live updates from the water. There were pictures of you guys when you made it to the Ferris wheel, and we could see you, and it was interminable waiting for you guys to get moving again.
And then the wind hit the beach, and you figured we'd be here in no time? Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was great here, but it kept wrapping around to the north, so we knew it was going to be a beat for you.
We were tacking past the Ferris wheel, tack. Once we passed that, the wind freshened up a little bit, and we were able to we had to pinch a little bit, but we had enough wind and boat speed to kind of like not have to tack anymore, and then we just started reaching, and it was pretty awesome.
Then it was double trap, downhaul down, go fast fun.
That's what sailing's about, right? That's when you enjoy it. So really well done, guys. I think your story's not over yet. This clock's still ticking on the boats behind you. So
that's probably at least one of them right there.
let's see how this wraps up. The drama continues. How much? 13 minutes elapsed since you've hit the beach. You think you needed 12?
I think we needed 12 minutes. I got to go look at the results and check, but we needed 12 to move into third.
Do we have a question? Come here, George. Nobody ever gets to see you. Come here. George Trevino, the guy running all the equipment in the back of the truck that keeps us broadcasting. Thank you very much, George. You've been lovely to work with this week. Thanks so much.
Thanks for coming down.
I hope I get to work with you again.
Absolutely. Let's do this again next year.
So old American. I'm all over that. So if you're just joining us, this is the final leg of the Great Texas 300. We've got several boats already in the sand. The weather conditions have really resulted in a shakeup in the standings. We appear unofficially to have a new overall leader. We appear to have a fifth-place boat that has leapfrogged into third place. We've got a couple of more boats coming in here, but it's really been an interesting afternoon. The thunderstorms made for some really interesting tactical choices. Outside doesn't normally pay, but outside paid today. Two boats coming in. Let me see if I can get an ID on these guys. Kind of looks like a tiger to me. No, this is going to be the Supercat 19, the custom Supercat 19. And I think the Supercat 17, the one with the Hobie Bob on top. So this is going to be 33. Hey, Will. So we got the Supercat 19 coming with Ernie Camp, sail number 33. There's also a C2 inside of them. That'll be one of the Great Texas teams. No. That's those are lifeguards on a jet ski. Can't quite make out who this C2 is.
Want to have that?
No?
I'll split it with you.
Wait, you don't have any lunch?
Yeah,
Jesus, I forgot
You need some calories, dude. Put them in you.
don't have any
No,
lunch?
I'm fine. I'll hit the hot dog guy. Yeah. All right, we're gonna argue about food now, live on the air.
It's all family, John.
It's all family all the time. All right, that C2 is Team Quicksilver. Team Quicksilver coming to the beach now. So we got a Prindle 19. The only Prindle 19 I've got on the dash sheet here is Hugh Hale. Hugh Hale is the skipper. Sail 929. And he is really duking it out with Ernie on the Supercat 19. Looks like he's rolled him low and he's moving into position. And just below them, a C2 F-18, Team Quicksilver. And just behind them is Yost. Yost Automotive. So 4 boats in a pack here, 2 Dashers, 2 GT300 guys. Unofficially, it looks like Team Sailboat Shop has moved up. Nice breeze now. It's like Yost is still trying to carry that double trap. Looks like Philippe is driving right now. Mike Berline now has gone low to get that dagger board up. That is 929, Prindle 19, Hugh Hale. Coming in on Ubercat with a Hobie Bob at the top of an aluminum mast. And he'll push down into that jib and get the whistle. Next, struggling in the surf a little bit. They need to sail a little bit higher. The crew's indicating we need to go high, boss. He's coming in too low for this line. Number 33 from the glass line, Tanks of Old Latrobe. Ernie Camp on a modified Supercat 19. He said this is the first time he's ever sailed with these sails. They're brand new on the boat today. Just outside of him, waiting for his wave. Philippe's ready to come across this line. Mike Berline's calling for the push down. We've got rudders up. Clock is ticking on these guys. Team Quicksilver. Team Yost is right behind them. And then we've got 3, 4 more boats. Quicksilver's across the line. Thanks for getting that Rolling Rock reference. It takes a cheeky girl from the Northeast to catch that one. Yost pushing it down through the surf now. And the crowd's going wild. We are inundated with wildlife. So the new sails worked. All right. And look at this, dragging him through the finish line. Now that's a crew that cares. And there's the whistle for Yost. Nice job, gentlemen. We've got 4 more boats on the horizon.
2 seconds and I'll talk.
Must chew food.
I'd grab it right now, but it would be rude.
No, it's fantastic. I'm so glad we've got Carl and Jeremy in the sand safe. We got some calories going in them now. Four boats on the horizon, probably 2 miles out. But now that we got a little bit of a fresher breeze, they're going to be here in no time. That's a big lens you've got there.
You wouldn't believe the other lens I'm carrying.
You want to say that on live TV?
No, I'm good.
Oh, come on. How's it going, Will? It's good to see you.
Good, John. How you
It's been a
doing?
long time. How was your ride today?
I give the beaching about a B. I give the rest of it about a C minus.
A C minus.
Well,
Is that SEA?
No, Randy, the boat owner, picked it up yesterday, and we hadn't even sailed together until this morning.
Well, it seems like you had a nice ride. For those of you who don't know, this is Will Roddering. Will's done a lot of distance racing. We used to see him on the East Coast Circus. It's good to see you on the West Coast. I wasn't expecting to see you here.
Well, Texas resident, so
They let you back in the state.
they dropped the charges.
Excellent, excellent. Was it statute of limitations, or did you just...
Well, we just talked our way out of it, you know.
Excellent, excellent. Good job.
We're gonna call. I'm calling this the warm up for next year.
The warm-up for next year, okay.
Yeah. So, put together a real program. You know.
Well, talk to me about that boat. That's a very familiar-looking color.
You know, I've sailed that boat before. It belongs to a certain gentleman in Pensacola. I'll let you guess. We had a nickname for him.
Yeah, well, it's, the boat was named Sybil by me, but that name really didn't take.
Yeah, well, today it was not very civil at all, I can tell you that. We kind of fought with it all day. But, right here at the finish, glad we did the flip. Everybody could see right off out of here. But
That was you at the Ferris wheel.
yeah, that was about the 5th time the main wouldn't come uncleated.
Oh, no.
Not just uncleat, it wouldn't ease. So it was hanging in the blocks. So I had a little fight with that, but hoping that have a real program next year. So
Good. I'm glad you're going to be back. It's awfully good to see you again. Real surprise, pleasant surprise, and I hope you'll hang around for beers and food after.
Yeah, that's our plan. Randy's got the boat getting ready to get on the trailer, so I got to get headed that direction. But I want to
Back to work. A cruise work is never done.
I was driving. What are you talking about?
Were you driving today?
Yeah.
So it was your flip. You heard it. He was his flip.
That flip belongs to the cam cleat, 100% cam cleat.
Okay.
It wouldn't ease in the storm either, so that was really a lot of fun. But when you got a 275-pound crew on boat, it holds it down a little better. So.
Nice. Good to see you again.
You too, John.
Thanks for coming in. All right, we're going to see if we can't lay hands on some great Texas guys. We still got some nice fresh breeze working in. Hopefully the lovely Sarah Leonard will bring me more guys to talk to. She's trying to round them up. You got to understand there's lots of family here that has been waiting for their loved ones to come in. There's been lots of consternation, particularly among the mothers in the fleet, who have constantly been reaching out to the media team to say, "How's my baby?"
That's right.
All right. The lovely Sarah Leonard has brought me a frog. Team Quicksilver. Gentlemen. That's all right. You guys haven't seen each other for about 6-7 hours.
Exactly.
It's okay for you to go talk to some of your buddies. Are you tired?
Yeah, I'm a little tired. I hate dead air days. They're even worse than heavy air days. It was weird. I mean, we had this big rain cloud, and then it just killed everything. And then the wind came back pretty strong, and Yost flipped. We saw him say, "Oh, get ready for a big puff," and then it just completely died.
So he broadcast a puff with a flip to let you know it was coming, and apparently the puff was only for him.
Well, yeah, we had a little bit of time to prepare for it because when it hit us, it was still pretty gnarly. But we had everything all tightened down. I was way to the back of the boat, and so we just kind of scooted right on up to him and checked him out. And
Did you thank him for the broadcast?
we did. He was up and just like, get out of here, keep racing.
No, really? That guy? Come on. He's a big old sugar bear. Well, we understand things really got mixed up today. The thunderstorms really complicated the whole tactical scene because there was pressure here and not there. Nothing behind.
You can't take anything away from Wickland and Roar. Those guys just took off and sailed off and left everybody.
Good job, guys. Good job. Awesome.
It's David Hasselhoff.
I mean, they sailed a heck of a race, and they and JC as well. I mean, the three of those guys were way out there, and just they sailed a great race. You know, they got on the right side.
Impressive, yeah. That's awesome job.
So did you get the count when you guys got in? Do you know where you stand?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We missed the podium. We missed the podium.
The frog.
But where's the monkey?
It's right there.
That's not the monkey. That's the Salvavita.
Oh my goodness! What happened?
Oh my goodness!
I see Salvavita and I see Yo Baby.
Man, oh, maybe that's him over there.
That's got to be him.
Where's the monkey?
Monkey's missing.
Monkey probably flipped in the storm.
He was back there with Yo Baby for the longest time, and then.
Let me catch these guys finishing.
Okay.
I want you to stick around. I want to hear more about this because as the clock ticks, the monkey is falling out of the tree. So we've got Bo and George Kersey trying really hard here to get through the surf. They picked a little bit of a shallow line, and there's crew work. Look at George Kersey dragging this thing like the Budweiser team of Clydesdales. He is not taking no for an answer. Come on, George! He is taking every second out of this he can. Oh, Dad's going to help now. Fan-freaking-tastic. What a nice way for these guys to finish. They have gutted it out all the way. Push down, George, push down. And there's Robin, the ground crew. Don't ask her what she saw in the restroom at the Purple Cow. She won't tell you. Ladies and gentlemen, they went so fast they peeled the logo off the side of the boat. Next, coming to the line, boards are up. They picked a higher line to get in here. Team Yo Baby sailing a Tiger. This one's straight stock. Those are Hobie sails on a Hobie Tiger with a Hobie snuffer. Yo Baby 2 pushing down through the line now. Just now getting off the wire. Really well done. These guys have a really nice technical form. And they're in.
Hi, John Williams. You're doing a great job. Before we get this next boat coming in, which John Williams is going to identify, it's the monkey, Steve Fichet. All right, we'll see what's up with those guys. They're coming in, but I wanted to say, kind of get the crowd behind me there, if you would, George. It's a family scene around here on the beach. Right when I hit the water, what's up, man? Right when I hit the beach here, I was offered some food and some drink, and it's a really good time around here, and I just wanted to stress that it's definitely a good family vibe. You know, we've got a lot of comments on our Facebook page about, you know, the mothers wanting to know where their sons are, and you know, families wanting to know where their loved ones are on the water, and it's been really fun to interact. So I just wanted to hit on that. Steve Fichet coming in on the C2. Team Monkey Business. Hitting the beach here in Galveston. Thank you very much for joining us. I want to thank John Williams. He's been doing a great job on the commentary while I was out there on the water. And I'd work with him anytime. He's a very good commentator. He knows these catamarans. And, of course, he's been sailing these things forever. So he's good. Props to John Williams. Great job, Mr. Dub. Steve Fichet coming on in here. USA 283 on the C2. Coming in with a head of steam through the surf. They're flying. And they're going to hit that line just perfect. Today our reports from the water. I'll get this finished before I start into that. All right, Steve Pache, there's an official whistle. Still on the wire. That was awesome. All right, the crowd is building around us, so I'm not sure exactly what you can see. Just keep it on the crowd for a little bit. Just pan around a little bit. They don't want to look at me, I'm sure. But we really appreciate you watching. You're part of the show. Come on. Thank you very much to our sponsors, Zyke and also Trap Out. Thank you very much for getting John Williams, myself, and George for volunteering. George, our camera guy, he's behind the camera right now. He's been doing a great job. He's with the local fleets here and a Catamaran Sailor Sales Tornadoes, and he's been helping out with the technology side of things, making sure the 3G cards are charged up and you know the signal's working and all that stuff. And this race is very, very challenging for that side of things. We're broadcasting from remote beaches out here, and it's not the easiest spot to commentate from and also film from. So George has been doing a great job. Carl Broger, another person that I'd like to thank. He's been driving the skiff for me for a couple of days and just generally helping out. So I think we got some really good coverage for you guys, and I hope you've enjoyed it. And we hope to be back here at the Great Texas 300 down the line, hopefully next year. And what a great scene! This is very, very cool. This is how catamaran racing was back in the '80s. You know, when families would just get together on the beach, everybody would barbecue, hang out. We had a great meal last night at Colin Casey's. So yeah, and that's what I'm talking about. George was just on it, so we lost our battery, and he just replaced that sucker on the fly, and we probably lost just a few seconds of feed there. So thanks a ton, George. That's awesome. Colin Casey, of course, he opened up his house last night for all the cat sailors to come and have a nice spaghetti dinner that the fleet cooked, and it's a very, very, it's a throwback to how cat sailing used to be, and it is still like that in certain parts of the country or whatever. But a really good family vibe. If you are a multi-hull sailor, or if you're not a multi-hull sailor, you should be. No, I'm just kidding. You should get down here to the Great Texas 300. No matter what, you should put it on your schedules for next year, right now, and you should just get down here and do this event. And it's an amazing event. I mean, there's a lot of freedom. You know, they land on the beaches, and it's just a throwback to how catamaran racing, should be. I think. I mean, it's awesome. The legs are pretty brutal. You're going to be tired. You're going to be worn out. And but man, once you finish, what an accomplishment! 300 miles racing up the Texas coast on a multi-hull. That's pretty cool. And of course, these guys saw all kinds of different conditions over the last couple of days, and they saw wind up to 20 knots and reaching conditions. They had wind right on the nose, everything. They had everything on this course. They had light and lumpy. They had The surf has been always relatively small, but, it was lumpy out there all the time. So they got all kinds of different conditions to race up the coast in. Pretty cool. And we're waiting for the next place finisher. I don't even see the next place person on the horizon, unfortunately. So we'll be chatting, panning the crowd, checking the scene. And one of the greatest things I saw the other day, I think it was 2 days ago. The days are running together for me now at this point. But when John Tomko was hitting the beach in his first place finish, one of his first place finishes, his little son Dylan was so excited he was running up and down the beach saying, "Daddy, Daddy!" and it was pretty cool. So yeah, little Dylan's around here, and he's probably going to be sailing multi-hulls with his papa here pretty quick. So super cool family vibe out here on the beach at the Great Texas 300. Pretty good sailing by John Casey today. The guy started off, he was off the beach. He was the furthest one outside. And there wasn't much wind outside. Tomko was on the inside, in toward the beach, and occasionally Tomko did have more pressure than Casey had. And so it was all a crapshoot, you know. It was interesting to see how it all played out. I mean, on the inside, it turns out there was a shoal that Tomko had to kind of steer around, which burned a lot of time. He had to throw a tack in and come back out off the beach. And I hope to get his point of view on that here pretty quick after he gets a chance to put his boat away and whatnot. And so, yeah, that'll be interesting. Once he was committed to that inside line and committed into the beach there, he had to go. There was no other way to do it. Casey was breathing down his neck, but Casey was probably a mile offshore at that point and in a much better position.
Hey, Jerry, you want to interview Bo?
Oh, yeah. Hey, Bo. I'll interview Bo. They got... Cheers, man.
Let me stand up.
Let me duck down. Let me duck down a little bit. Cheers. We got to start this interview off correctly. Bo Kersey here. Of course, had major damage on this race course the other day. Got his boat back together. Sailing with your son, man. That's pretty cool.
That's the best part. But we got really discouraged today in the light wind. Just trying to make the boat go. We were about to cry. At one point, I took a nap.
Right before you flipped or after you flipped?
Oh, no. And then we flipped today. And that was like a silly flip because we had the spinnaker up. George is on the low side. I'm way up forward. And I dropped the main sheet out of my hand, and we just kind of went.
Nice slow one.
Yeah. Then we pulled it back up, and Piche was ahead of us when we did that. And then we ended up passing him later. He tried to go outside. The rainstorm going through the squall was really cool, though. We couldn't see in front of us, and the water was really smooth from the waves, and there was mist coming over it. It just looked really cool, and it was really fast.
Yeah, I bet it was. We were on the front edge of that squall that came through, and of course the squall was coming toward the shore, basically. Yeah. We were up ahead of it, and that's where Team Sailboat Shop, John Casey, and also Team Chums, they were on the forward edge of that. And once that squall came in, it was it. Those forward teams were way far ahead. And what happened in the back? Because I didn't stick around because it was starting to rain on us pretty hard. So we took off. And what happened back there?
It wasn't too bad. I mean, we went through the squall, and we got sort of on the leading edge of it, and were able to get quite a bit of distance on the boats behind us. But we just couldn't keep it. We just after the squall and the extra wind that we got, it just shut down. Yeah. We were doing like 1 knot. Our GPS said it was going to be like next week before we got here. So.
Oh, brutal.
That sucked.
How are all the new parts working on your boat? You had, of course, broke a mast and a few other things, and did it all come together okay?
All perfect. All perfect. No problems. I mean, we got the best support here of any brand. So,
nice. Yeah,
so
sure.
I've had to buy 2 mains in the last 2 years on this race, and only 1 mast. So that's good. Wow, look at that thing. Watch it. You can see it bending. Oh, my God.
Don't look at it, man. So the mast on this C2 right next to us is pretty bendy, so that's what he was looking at. Steve Pache, what's up? How are you? And your little one. I don't know your little one's name.
It's Lux Rayball.
Lux Rayball. Excellent. How was it out there, guys? Of course, you guys were all sort of together today at most of the points.
No, I don't know where everybody was. All I got to say is the record's intact. I never bring this up till the end, but I have now seen the finish line of every Great Texas, and I have to say this was the craziest leg. And I wrote it in the pre-race thing. I said, this is going to be crazy. This was crazy. We were in no wind, we were parked, we were going upwind, we were going downwind, and we were going round in circles out there too.
Double trap going upwind. We're double trap going upwind, double trap going downwind.
And there were times for 2 or 3 hours where I didn't think we were going to get here. Period. I mean, at all.
I thought we were going to be going in
I didn't think we
and
were
walking
gonna
the
make
boat. I thought we were going to be walking the boat down the beach at one
When I
point.
turned the corner, I made a decision at the seawall. I said, when I saw the seawall coming up, I was like, either we push the button now and go in, or we have to go the rest of the way. We have no choice. So, yeah, I did the right thing.
Did you just park out there for like? We parked for an hour and just did not move anywhere.
I took a nap.
Hey, the key thing is that it has been fantastic. It was still a great day. Yesterday was a great day. The day before was a great day. This has been a fantastic, great Texas. It was a tiny bit light, but this is the way a GT is meant to be. Just a heck of a lot of fun, and we had it.
And congratulations, John Casey. Wow, what a show on the last day. 8 minutes didn't matter today. 4 minutes didn't matter. Oh my God,
That was pretty amazing to watch. But so we were just talking about the squall that rolled through, and you guys were sort of the JC got so far ahead, and I think part of it was because he was on the right side of that squall. Once that squall hit, he was double trapped and just gone, absolutely out of there. And you guys were on the other side of that squall. What happened after that?
I actually we were kind of right in that squall.
Okay.
And I actually dropped the chute and we sailed up into it. We were trying to get the wind, and then the wind hit and the rain hit, and it was blasting out. And we were double trapped, just absolutely reaching and flying through that. And everything was good. We had a great time. I mean, it was big air, probably blowing 25, 30.
Yeah.
And then when we got on the back side of it, it just died. It just there was nothing. So I kind of knew that's what was going to happen, though.
Right. Well, right on. You guys had a good day at least, and you're smiling, so that's what counts, man.
Yeah, we're just happy to be here once again.
Right on. Excellent. Another great Texas 300. I appreciate you guys inviting John Williams and myself here, and we've just had a great time. Thank you very much for that.
Well, you guys are certainly invited back next year. It's been fantastic to have you guys here. And I heard you were running commentary the whole day today, following people down the beach.
Yeah.
Wow. And so you could kind of watch how the Tomko Casey thing unfolded.
It was amazing. So I'll repeat that as it was happening. So Tomko took the beach, and Casey was on the outside. Team Chums and Sailboat Shop were kind of in the middle, and Team Chums legged way out ahead, at least I would say 2 miles out ahead. And Tomko just got buried. I think he was having trouble with the surf, and there's a shoal right around San Luis there, and I think he had to tack out, and I think that burned a lot of time. I didn't see it exactly.
He probably had to drop his chute and go up because he got too low. I had to do the same thing.
And then after that, they were just on the front side of that squall, and after that squall started rolling closer and closer, they were in double trap conditions. Casey and Dalton just dialed it in, and they were just so gone, amazingly gone. I've rarely seen a sailboat go that far ahead of the person, in second place. So it was incredible to watch, really. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we saw that squall. We knew that was the big opportunity. But what it did with a lot of us is we compressed together, and then it was actually who could get out of the hole, and how did you get out of the hole the best. And I that's where I just got stuck in the hole. I couldn't get out. And, but it's sailboat racing. I actually split away from Philippe. I knew that Sailboat Shop was gone, and I was fighting for fourth place. And they headed to the beach, and I looked. I could still see a cloud out there, the back end of the squall. Shannon was running that, so we took a chance. And sometimes in sailboat racing, it doesn't work out. It makes you a very humble person.
That's right, exactly. Well, thank you again, and you guys have a great day. Oh, did he want to say something?
Steve Bechet humbled my ass.
All right. I did. I saw it all. Saw the whole thing. Thanks, guys. All right. Very good. Team Monkey Business live on camera there. That was good. I'll get out of the frame. You guys can see what's going on out there. So the wind looks like it freshened up a little bit. It's probably blowing 12 knots, maybe a little more. I'll see if I can see the next boat on the horizon. I see nothing. I don't see the next boat anywhere in sight. But the breeze definitely has filled in a little bit here on the beach in Texas, Galveston. Great Texas 300 2012. What a great event. Like I was saying before, if you want to do a sailboat race, a multi-hull race, a catamaran race, get this event on your calendar. Let's do it. Get down here. This is a great time. It's, there's an awesome family vibe on the beach, like I was saying, and this is how catamaran racing should be right here. Everyone's chatting, fierce competition on the water for sure, and then you get off the water, you crack a cold one with your buddy and talk shop and just have a good time. And this is exactly how catamaran racing should be right here. 300 miles from South Padre Island here to Galveston in 4 legs. I mean, that's brutal. Some of these guys must be beat. And here comes the wind. The wind is freshening. The boats are dancing around on the beach. Probably a puff to 15 right there rolling through. And I don't see the next boat on the water. It's miles and miles. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. I see something out there. I see a boat out there, but it's too far to call it right now. I'll get somebody with some binos and see if I can get a positive ID on that sucker. George, my mighty cameraman. Thank you, George. He's the multi-purpose volunteer. It takes a lot of volunteers to get this going, and these guys have pulled the volunteers out of the woodwork. It's very helpful. And thank you for joining us again, the Great Texas 300. And I like to plug our sponsors, because without our sponsors, we would not be here. I would like to thank Zyke, and I would like to thank TrapOut, trapout.com. Thank you guys, and I really hope that you've been enjoying our live coverage of this event. So that today I was out on the water. I did about 40 miles on the water, probably more. I'm probably more like 50 miles on the water today. And oh, John Williams. John Williams, what's up, man? Let me come on over here. Hey, dude, how are you?
Good. Have you heard about Dallas?
I've not heard about Dallas. What's up with Dallas?
Team Dallas has officially retired. They hit the beach after a squall 13 miles south of here. They have retired for the day. We're very sorry to say Team Dallas pushed off again today after having a 2-day break, after they had some damage to the boat on the beach, and they will not come finish today. They have taken their boat down, and they will be trailering it from where they are now. Who is that? Who's that little guy? Hi, fellas. Here we've got Team Two Wire Sailing, John Tomko, Ian Billings, returning to this beach again for how many times have you done? Have you done all 10?
I started all 10.
Okay, well that's participation in all 10, and you finished. This is your 9th.
Yeah, I finished. This is the 9th.
And welcome back to the beach, guys. Good to see you. It looked like it was a very mentally taxing day on the water.
Yeah, it was. It was tough. I mean, the strategy was just to stay with the Cirrus, and if a cloud came, be right next to him, because we knew that it could get crazy and there'd be huge separations. So we had a great start and had speed, got around everybody, we're inside.
Yeah, you slipped right under and really took a nice inside lane early.
Yeah, and we just wanted to hang out there, thinking there'd be more pressure on the beach. Those guys all just wound up out there, and we were extending a little bit with them, and then the pressure just stopped on the inside, and it was only on the outside, and we fought for about 5-6 miles to get back out there. By the time we did, it was around San Luis Pass, and JC and Dalton were just over the top of us, and we were probably 200 yards from them when the cloud came. And we thought, okay, we're safe. We're right here. Whatever happens.
Plan being executed.
Right. We're just going to stay here, and he's going to take off, but the wind will come, and we'll just follow him. As long as we can see him, we're fine. But it just didn't work out for us.
So 200 yards apart, he got the breeze in the cloud, and you guys didn't get it.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Yeah, it was pretty tough. Yeah, and then we just struggled there for a while, downwind, and then we did get the breeze, but it was much lighter. And then it went away, and it came from behind again while they were still tacking. And so we went further back at that point. And then when it did come on the nose finally, it went really light, and it stayed that way for probably 3 hours. And then just finally, in the last 5-6 miles, it turned on and came rushing in.
3 hours of beating in light air, and I heard it was pretty lumpy out there.
Yeah, it was lumpy. Yeah, we just, it was unfortunate. We got stuck in a bubble.
Stuck in a bubble.
We literally were stuck in a bubble, and we couldn't escape it. We got that initial breeze that he had, and we tacked, and it just stopped. And then boats from behind had kites up doing 15 knots. And when just watching these guys go off the horizon tacking. And then we got that breeze thinking, we'd roll up to them, and there was a bubble in between the east breeze and the south breeze. And we just kept bouncing from the front of it to the back of it, to the front of it to the back of it, while these guys just stayed in the east breeze till off the horizon.
That had to be frustrating.
One of the good things about today is that there was no record broken. So we still have the record for the race, and Challenge is still out there to come and get that record. I don't know, remember how many hours it is?
16:53:17.
What was that again?
16 hours, 53 minutes, and 17 seconds.
17 seconds.
I think we're nowhere close to it on this deal, because of today and yesterday kind of shot that. But it was good. It was good to have these guys come out here and give us a run. It was for 3 days. It was a good battle. We had a lot of fun, and they pushed us where we couldn't slack off. We were full throttle the whole time, and they had to have a day like this to get us. If it was just a sea breeze down the beach, there was no way. They didn't have the speed to do it to us. They needed something crazy to happen.
And they knew that. They were banking on that. Now, do you think the fact that we saw such a shakeup, that you don't normally get this shakeup in this leg, do you think this is going to help draw some new people into the event?
I would hope so. It just shows that it's not always just a drag race, It can be tactical, and we sailed on every point of sail today in about from 15 knots to 1 knot.
Yeah. How do you set the boat up for that? What do you do to get ready for something like that? That's amazing. So, I mean, really, you guys sailed a heck of a week these last 3 days.
It all went screwy right after St. Louis.
All right.
Jerry, come through. I want to come in here. All right, let's scoot in a little tight here, get in the shot. So did you guys talk about your course early on, going up to the beach right before San Luis? Have you talked about that yet?
Yeah, well, we initially were doing okay down on the beach and kind of got a big separation, got in front of everybody, and they were falling behind, and we felt pretty good, and then it just shut off inside, and there was still pressure out there, and we tried to get up and out there before San Luis, but it was so tight to carry the kite, we just could not get out there, and we didn't want to be where we were. We wanted to squeak out just above where it was breaking at St. Louis and be closer to them, but it just shut off on the inside, and that was really the killer, because if that wouldn't have happened, we would have been right on top of them when the cloud came, and they couldn't have escaped. But because we were inside, but we're still 200 yards from them when it happened,
Man. I saw the whole thing play out. You guys had the pressure for a while there, and then it just kind of dropped off, and then you couldn't carry the chute, and there's that shoal around San Luis there. Then did you have to tack out? And
No, we just barreled through it. We just pulled the boards up, and we just sailed right through it. And then we actually had okay speed because we were using the waves because it was so light to get us, and it kind of got us back up to them, but we were just 200 yards inside of them, beam to beam, when the cloud came. And we thought we were safe. That's where we wanted to be, just next to them when the cloud came, so they couldn't run off. Right. But it happened in this leg in 2005. It's sort of similar. It was really light, and right after San Luis, it came steaming from the northeast. It was dead upwind, and we happened to be in the catbird seat when it hit, and it was huge. JC was there. I think we were the first to the beach. He was second, but the gap was like hours, and those guys we could throw rocks at them when it came, but it just happens.
it's the way it goes, man. Right on, man. Great to watch that racing. That was very fun to watch. So.
Thank you guys for coming out. Appreciate it.
No worries. Thanks for having us, John Tomko. Hobie 16 Dasher right there. Nice vintage boat. Hey Jay, hey Dub, what do they call those sails there? What are the name of that particular sail pattern? I thought you knew that, man.
Not that one. I knew the Tequila Sunrise, but that's not the Tequila Sunrise. The Tequila Sunrise left. I don't remember the name of that one.
I don't remember that. What is that? A '90s boat, probably.
I can't see 102676. That sail's not really that old.
Oh, I'm always curious, you know.
I can go check out the stern real quick.
Don't worry about it. I'm just making small talk with you, John.
Looks like a comp tip.
John Williams, of course, taking the crew seat aboard Greg Thomas's Hobie 16 for the. You were the U.S. representative for the Pan Am Games, man. That's pretty cool. You're somebody. I know. I actually know somebody.
That was a lot of fun. We were following in the footsteps of a lot of great teams. It was Paul and Marianne at one games. It was Bob Merrick and Eliza Cleveland for one event. It was a tremendous honor to represent the U.S. and it was a lot of fun spending a year on the Hobie 16. It was a lot of fun.
Nice, man. Can I have your autograph?
Do you really want it? Okay, but I have to. Yeah, I want you to understand the market's kind of down right now, so I actually have to pay you to give my autograph.
Hardly, man. You've been doing such a great job with commentary. Every text, every email, every contact that I've had, for our coverage of this event, people have just given you stellar honor, and you're really good at this stuff, and everybody appreciates having you here, man.
I'm really grateful that we had the opportunity, A, to work together, and B, to come to this event. I've been trying to make it to this event for a while, so it's really cool to see what Texas has got going on, what the fleet's got going on. Today was really interesting with all these. I mean, honestly, some of these boats were really weird, and it was really cool to see that they keep these boats going year after year, and whether it's refreshing with a new set of sails or slapping a Hobie Bob on top of the mast, whatever it takes to keep the fleet sailing is really cool to watch.
Yeah, it was very cool to watch. There's a lot of stuff going on here on the beach. All right, hey, George, do me a favor. Would you pan over and get JC and Tomko talking shop over here? Oh, you're on them. Okay, George is George is 2 steps ahead of me right now. There's JC and Tomko talking a little smack, figuring it out, and of course 2 fierce competitors. John Casey just smoldering everybody today. Got the good line. Great sailor. He and Dalton, his crew there in the background. And then Tomko on the right-hand side of your frame there. And all very, very great sailors. And they definitely respect one another. And this is their debrief. They're talking shop. So maybe I should drag the mic over there and see what they're saying. I'm going to. All right, I think I got enough cable here. Let's see. I don't have enough. I wish they were just a little closer so we could hear what they're saying. Oh, we're just trying to hear what you're saying.
No, we were talking about world domination, and stuff like that. Yeah.
What's up, JC? Come here, Dalton. We just got Tomko.
It's hard to be subtle at your size.
Yeah. Well, I was hoping to be like a. Sometimes I can be invisible like a tree. You know, people think I'm a wall or something. Tomko, we already got him.
Okay.
But I didn't get you yet. Let's get a little closer. Come on. Oh, he didn't? All right. Cool. Well, let's talk, because I was out there and I saw the whole thing develop. I did, yeah. So what it looked like from my perspective. Okay.
So, Jeremy, you were out there all day today. What did it look like from your perspective?
Oh, that's a great question, John. Thank you for asking. What it looked like from my perspective was that I can't do that the whole time, man. Come on, give me that. This is my interview. What it looked like from my perspective was that you guys got a great start, you know, and you kind of went outside. Yeah. You know, maybe not the start through the surf, because you and Tomko actually kind of, you know, you had a bad start off the beach, both of you.
We hit a
but,
dagger board going out.
I was wondering.
Yeah.
Okay, so they hit a dagger board going out the beach there. But after you got through the surf, you stayed on the outside. Tomko stayed on the inside. He had more pressure than you did for a little while, but you were kind of neck and neck. And then, you know, he had to keep kind of cheating toward the beach and just couldn't make it. He had to, you know, he just couldn't do it.
Yeah. Well, we saw the storm out there coming in. And
You actually saw that and calculated your, okay.
Yeah. And we said, if we can just get to the storm first and then kind of go as far, like right on the edge of it, because there was a big storm cell and then there was like some little ones after it, but there was this tiny break there. So he said, if we can, you know, and we're talking like, we got to get through this thing as fast as possible, you know, so we were just going for speed. I think we had the kite up. And we were like, just, you know, single trap, you know, keeping the boat super flat and going for speed through the cell, like right as close to the edge as we could. And we didn't make it perfect, but we were pretty good. And the other guys got kind of stuck in it.
Yeah. So it was you, Chums, and Team Sailboat Shop were on the front edge of that swell, or the cell, and once it hit, you guys you were double trapped. Bam, gone. Gone.
On the other side, the wind switched completely because the storm was sucking it up, you know. So we just said, okay, we're going to go to the shore when the storm's coming in, and we'll tack on the edge. And, you know, when we were talking about numbers, and, you know, when we hit this number, we're going to tack. When we hit that number. So, you know, when we went off to the shore, we would get headed a little bit and said, all right, when we hit this number, we're going to tack over. And when we hit this number on shore, we're going to tack over. Or when we get to shore, you know, because there was like a small shore lift. Yeah. You know, so we get the small shore lift, go out. When we hit, what was it, like 140, 150? We were like, oh, we're at 150, we got to tack. So we did that for a long time. Yeah. And then when the cell died off, it was completely different, and we were like going slow, and we said, I think we can put the kite up. So we put the kite up, like, does this work? Does this not work? Yeah. And we went for about 15 minutes, and then it was working, and everyone, you know, around us was putting their kites up, and we held it until the pier. Mm-hmm. And then we got in like a funky, we got just in irons in the pier, you know, and we're like, oh no, you know, is this how it's gonna happen? Are we gonna sit here and everyone else is gonna catch up? So he said, well, and Dalton's like, just hang on a minute, just give it 1 minute, you know. Mm-hmm. And then sure enough, 1 minute we were going again, and then we went back to the outside, and we were talking about it all day, like the outside is just a little bit better. And when we bounced out to the outside, boom, we were double trapped. Every time we tacked in, we'd go in and we'd go back out. So
awesome. That was
the day.
It was fun to watch. Right around that time when you guys were sort of struggling around the wharf there, Dalton's mom actually sent me a message, and because I hadn't updated in a while, and I finally got coverage there by that boardwalk, you know, and I snapped a photo of you guys, and your mom was pretty appreciative. So she was watching, dude.
Nice. Yeah, I know she was. She always is.
She's our biggest fan, man. That's awesome.
Speaking of like the coverage and the updates and all that stuff, and his mom being able to call in, I know my buddy Brett called you when you were out on the boat saying, hey, what's going on? Yep. And the updates. My girlfriend Carolina was watching the updates, and that is huge. Like, you're using the social media, you're using it just right, and you know, the viewers were up, and it was a good battle between us. Mm-hmm. But I think that the fact that you guys were able to stay on task and get the rib out there and know what was going on makes all the difference in the world. between a race being just some people going up a coast and the race is really meaningful. So thanks for that. You
Hey,
guys
no worries. I appreciate that. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, it was really fun. A lot of families interested in this whole thing and, commenting and, sending us messages. And then we can instantly upload photos to the internet and show them what's going on. So, yeah, I appreciate that. That's a nice compliment. Cool.
To plug, first of all, thanks to Rob Bob and his family that were so selfless to come help us and take their time out and, go all the way up the coast. And he pumped us up every day, and his energy we fed off of. And we were like totally stoked to have all of them with us, and also Cirrus, because the boat is incredible. We got the new sails for it, dialed it in, and now it's super fast.
It seems super fast, man.
Yeah, and St. Bart's, Sotheby's. If you're going to go on vacation, you got to go to St. Bart's, and if you go to St. Bart's, St. Bart Properties will get you that nice villa to stay in.
Very cool. I want to go to St. Bart's. Can I get a deal?
You can definitely get a deal.
St. Bart's, I love you guys. Right on. Good sailing, guys. It was very fun to watch you guys, and it's always fun to watch you guys sail. You guys are really good, and I appreciate it. Have a good one.
No worries.
Cheers. All right, John Casey, Don Tebow, appreciating the social media aspect of this coverage. And some things have happened here. I'm not sure what. A lot of things are happening around me, all around me. All right, good, man. Some local Texan flavor there. Drinking some booze. I envy that guy. Let me look out here on the horizon and see what we got. We've got one more boat coming in, and I think I can't see who it is. We'll try to figure it out and see who that is for you guys here pretty quick. And, yeah, John Casey, man. That guy's a pretty good sailor. Dalton Tebow, they've been sailing together for a long time, those two guys, and they really got that boat pretty dialed in. I love watching good sailors blast across the water. I mean, I've spent enough time on committee boats and chase boats and race, mark boats and all that, watching racing, that it's I know a lot of these guys, and I know their skill level, and I even know some of their tactics, and it's very fun to watch how it all pans out in the end of the game at the finish line. All right, you are looking at the beach here. Obviously, right? You're looking at the beach, the scene here in Galveston at the end of the Great Texas 300. After 4 days of hard racing, a couple of 100-miler legs, a couple of 40-mile legs, plus or minus 50-mile legs, and a lot of people just happy to hit the beach here. A lot of families enjoying themselves. A couple of guys firing up the barbecue, cracking some cold ones. Everyone chatting shop, and it's a really good scene here. And like I said, if you ever get a chance to, if you want to do one big race, big catamaran race of the year, put the Great Texas 300 on your calendar. Get down here. It's just incredible. You will not be dissatisfied. This course it's a long course, and there are a lot of conditions. There's a lot of things going on, a lot of stuff to, a lot of navigational things you need to figure out. Very challenging. And, yeah, get down here. It's great. Great Texas 300 live in Galveston. I'm going to pan the camera around to Steve Fichet there. He's unrigging his boat. And, of course, he was instrumental in getting us here. Ah, yeah, you're already on his boat. That's Team Monkey Business de-rigging right there. A lot of monkey business as those guys came in. Steve was still on the trap, well up on the sand, doing a little spin. Oh, I loved it. Absolutely. Steve Pache doing some monkey business. We got to go by your boat. Here, we got to go right. Oh, George is on it. Come here, right here. What's up, Steve?
I broke the tiller stick doing that. But that was fun. I was just so glad to be here.
Yeah.
It was, it's just tough out there.
Yeah.
There were, just moments where it was like, we may not make it.
Yeah.
So when I hit the beach here, I was like, screw it. We're going to light it up and have some fun.
Good for you, man. So I was just saying a second ago that, the race is so long. It's 300 miles plus or minus, and you must feel a pretty good sense of accomplishment having gone that distance on a beach catamaran. That's not easy, man, and you guys pull it off.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Usually this leg is just a cake ride, and it's like, oh, well, you get to celebrate and have a good time and enjoy it. But it was a little bit of tension, today. But, wow, yeah, it is a sense of accomplishment. And I know I do a lot with this race. It's not only a lot of the organizing and stuff, but at the end of the day, the hardest stuff is, getting the whole boat organized and getting it to the starting line is the hardest part. Once that go sign goes off in South Padre, the easy part's sailing it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, right. So you have a lot of volunteers in this local fleet here, and a lot of people that helped you out. You're sort of instrumental. I see your inspiration as being, kind of the top and the enthusiasm that gets a lot of volunteers involved and things like that. Did you want to plug any of your volunteers that really helped you out this year?
Well, this whole organization is an association, so it's a member oriented fleet. You sign up every year you pay $10 and you become a fleet member, and then you can vote. And we have officers. Commodore Terry Roussat, she's the one that organized everything and did just a great job, And then you had Kate on the beach, and then you got Billy, PRO, and then you got Shannon, who was dealing with all the rule stuff, and you've got Andrew, who did such a fantastic job with the internet, all the internet sites, and converted us all over to Great Texas 300, and Melissa, who did T-shirts, and you just go on and on. There's more and more people that I can mention. I know I get a little bit of the publicity this year, especially I took on the media and saying, well, this is interesting. These guys are going for a surf over here.
Pan that camera.
Yeah, I think they didn't. I know how that happened because I almost did the same thing. You get down near the beach there, but yeah, the bottom line is there's a lot of volunteers involved in this, and they do a great job, and many of them have said they're going to be back next year, so that's fantastic.
Good.
So.
All right, thanks, Steve Pache, of course, one of the organizers of the Great Texas 300. Thank you, Steve. And he took on the media this year. And, of course, I'd like to plug my friend again, my friend George, who's on the camera right now. He's been a stalwart in making sure the connections are solid as possible, and working the camera, working the cables, and we need a lot of help to get all this stuff working, and it definitely takes a lot of volunteers to make sure it's all good. Sail 961, Knocker 58 coming in there, walking into the beach. Getting ready to head through the finish line. And again, thank you, Zyke, for getting us here. Thank you, Team Trap Out, trapout.com. Thank you for getting us here. Those are, of course, two biggie sponsors of this event. And I'm just reminded that my friend Lee Wickland, who's walking over here, I'm not sure if he's walking to say hi to me, but he sponsored a couple of hotel rooms for us, and he let us use his boat. And without his boat, we would not have been able to give you the live updates on the Facebook page. So I'd like to thank Lee Wickland for doing all the stuff that you did. What's up, Lee? He just walked up right next to me. You don't have to be on camera. Let's just let him look at that boat for a while. What's up, Lee?
Oh, I'm just looking for some Advil.
Oh, you need some Advil. All right, man. I don't have any Advil, unfortunately, but okay, go get him right now. All right. He's hurting a little bit, looking for some Advil. Of course, this race is brutal. 300-miler. And John Casey walking off with Lee, and of course giving him a little congratulations, which is very cool to see, because they were, Lee was well ahead of the fleet for a lot of the morning, and well ahead. Maybe a couple of miles, 2 miles ahead at least. And then, he got into some conditions where it wasn't, conducive for his boat type to go that fast, and John Casey and Dalton just kind of heated things up and blasted past everybody, and that's the way it goes. But Lee definitely sailed an epic race today. I think he hit the beach third. I'm not 100% sure on that. I haven't seen the results yet. But, man, it was great watching all those guys. The very, very top racers going head-to-head up there. And here comes a NACRA 5.8. Nice, clean old NACRA 5.8 there. Looks like some newish sails on there. Looks like the Houston sailmaker that I'm not familiar with. I should go look at the logo on there, and I'll give them a little love. CNC sailmakers. A lot of CNC sailmakers. These guys supporting their local sailboat shops. Great Texas 300. Last day of Great Texas 300. We've had an epic time down here, hanging out with all of our friends, all of our multi-hull friends on the beach. All right, I've been notified that all of the GT boats are in. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get John Williams over here, paging John Williams. All right, we're gonna shut off our live feed here, and I'd like to chat with Mr. Williams here for a second. How do we look there, George? What's up, man? How are you? How are you, dude? My friend John Williams and I broadcasting for you guys all week here. I've had a good time, man. How about you?
Oh my God, this was a 2 e-ticket ride from day one. I had no idea when I got on the plane what I was really in for. I was looking forward to working with you. Wasn't sure what we were going to find when we got here. I don't think you were sure.
I wasn't sure.
And it all kind of came together nicely. Thanks, everybody, for watching. I'm sure you've plugged the sponsors.
I have.
Great Texas 300 coverage has been a tremendous amount of fun. Your interaction was key. Really changed the dynamic. Thanks very much for watching. I hope we get to come back next year.
I hope so too, and I'm honored for getting the call to come here. Actually, it was very nice. I feel really good. Of course, Sail Revolution is quite a new business, and it's not easy starting a new business, especially something as revolutionary as as this stuff that we're doing here with all the new media and everything like that. So I appreciate it. Thank you very much, and you did a great job, man. Thank you so much. It was nice.
You did a great job.
Oh, thanks. George on our camera, Carl Broger around somewhere. Hey, thank you very much for watching. You guys have a great day, a great time, a great sail. Sail on, my friends. Cheers.
We'll be right back.